Hi, I'm Kesenya and welcome to Guiding Star Astrology. I'm your Astro Weather Girl, here with this week's Astro Weather Report. I'm going to show you how the stars are going to affect your life this week. Well, hello, my beautiful YouTube family. It is such a joy to be with you with this week's Astro Weather Report. I'm going to empower you through the tool of astrology to live your best life this week. And this week we are looking at the energies that are playing out from the 13th of August until the 20th of August, seeing what's unfolding for us in the energetic sky, because we are all vessels of energy. The energy of the universe flows through us, expresses through us, and so we are all at the mercy, if you like, of the energy of the planets and their particular alignments. Now, that said, this is not a reading for you at a personal level, looking at how the energies of the universe are interacting with your personal chart. For that, you would require a reading with me or one of my other astrologers at Guiding Star Astrology. Neither is this a reading looking at mundane astrology. Mundane astrology is looking at world events and how the energies of the planets affect countries, affect leaders, affect the dynamics of what's at play in a global context. Rather, this is a general reading telling you what the energies are playing out in the universe this coming week for us all at a personal level, but not a personal astrology reading. So a general read. I hope you understand how that works. Just wanted to clarify that. Thank you to everybody who joined my Patreon family this week to get the lowdown on the full moon in Aquarius. Oh my goodness, wasn't it horrific? You know, it was just so depressing in terms of energy. I mean, you cannot deny astrology is a thing when everybody you encounter is going through that really heavy moon conjunct Saturn full moon experience that we've just been through. It has been hard, but we're out the other side, and certainly leading on towards the 17th of August this week, things are going to gradually improve and free up. So hooray for that energy. Let's explore it now. Let's dive in further. Oh, if you would like to join the Patreon family, so you get updates regarding the new moon and the full moon each month, plus an astrological lesson, learning how to understand your chart better, learning what indicators to look for and triggers and techniques to use, then be sure to join the Royal Stars Academy. There's so much information there if you want to grow your astrological knowledge and join a community of like-minded astrology lovers. We'd love to have you there. And it's not very expensive either. You know, I think $5 a month is the cheapest option, and it gives you access to some really great astrological videos that are very applicable and pertinent to your journey each month. Okay, so let's look at the energies that are playing out this week. The first energy that we have forming is on August the 14th, and this is Mars trining Pluto. So here is Mars in the latter degrees of Taurus, as you can see, a green sign. It's an earth sign, and here is Pluto in the latter degrees of Capricorn, and they are making a trine aspect to one another, which is a very auspicious, healthy aspect. Yay, we get a bit of a good boost of energy here from these two. So have you been needing a dose of rocket fuel in your life? Well, here it comes on the 14th of August. Hooray. And I know a lot of people have been emotionally exhausted and physically exhausted because of the energies on the planet right now and the up leveling. We talked about it in last week's video, how there is a real separation occurring. Some people are staying in the old paradigm and they're choosing to remain in an old paradigm of living, and some people are awake to what is going on in the world, and they've seen the truth and the reality of what is happening, particularly in Western cultures, and how I won't go into a great detail about it, but how we've all been deceived for so many years. There's a lot of waking up going on, and so there is this splitting now between old paradigm and new paradigm coming out. And so we have been under a heavy influence from the planets as we've gone through this over the last 2 to 3 years. But here on the 14th of August is a blessing that will help us sort of boost our energy when we've been feeling exhausted, where we're soul tired. Mars trine Pluto can help us, even if it's just for this 1 to 2 days as this energy plays out. So our motivation can increase exponentially with these really potent 2 planets in this friendly dance. We can really feel into our power under this energy. We can start to take our power back in places where we need to take our power back. We can take risks that can really pay off for us under this energy, where we, step out of our comfort zone and it really goes our way. We can let go of old fears through this energy too. We can create future strategies for our greater good and our greater benefit. So it's a really good day to, sit down and strategize and plan. Where do I want to be in 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, whatever. Creating future strategies is supported under this influence. We can bring positive change into every avenue of our life. Make the intention to transform areas of your life, which is a Pluto thing, to transform through your active initiation on the 14th of August. So, do a review of your life as you come up to this particular day, this 14th of August energy. Do a review of your life. Is my relationship on track? Is my career on track? Are my finances on track? Whatever is not on track, you can bring positive change by taking action regarding those things on the 14th of August. You can't ignore this positive connection between these 2 planets of strong sexual energy either. So, both planets have strong sexual associations, and if you are a Patreon member, you will be getting a video all about what components of the chart indicate a high libido. That's what our topic is for this month. So if you're interested in that and knowing whether your chart has indicators for a high libido, or your partner's chart, or the guy or the girl that you've got your eye on has an indicator for a high libido, then come and join the Patreon family and get that video this month. It's fascinating. But this is one of the expressions for getting it on, getting jiggy with it, getting things going in the bedroom. So you can have a lot of fun on this day, particularly if this energy is lining up with any of your personal planets. So yay. Getting it on is definitely on the cards, and it's a chance to manifest whatever feels right to you in that realm of life. So lots of fun for those who have that opportunity. Then also on the 14th of August, we have a Sun-Saturn opposition forming. Now this one's not so fun and joyful. Saturn is down here in Aquarius and the Sun is up here in Leo. They are opposite one another. I've got to ask you all, given the circumstances in the world right now, are you embracing your own sovereignty, your own control, if you like, or your own, sovereignty is the best word, over your own life, over your choices, over your ability to be, uniquely you and follow your higher self's calling on the planet? I hope you all are. I hope you are all embracing your sovereignty and living this one glorious, precious life that we have to express the energy of our charts. I hope you're all embracing it. Even if you are, though, 14th of August with this aspect could make things a bit shaky with how you rule your own kingdom. Because the Sun, for a start, represents, in our natal chart, it represents where we create our own kingdom. So wherever the Sun sits in your chart is where you can create your own kingdom on your terms, with your own identity, in your own way. And it also represents how we rule our own kingdom. When Saturn is opposing the transiting Sun, or else your natal Sun as well, I might add too, things get a bit shaky with the kingdom that we rule. Now, the kingdom that we rule, what does that mean? Well, maybe you've got the Sun in the 6th house. So your kingdom is that you've created your own, way of paying the bills, your own work life, and you've done it on your terms, on your parameters. Maybe you have your own business or something. Sun in the 6th house could indicate something like that. Sun in the 4th house, your family might be your kingdom, and how you create and rule your kingdom is seen by the Sun's placement in the 4th house. Relationships might be your kingdom, Sun in the 7th house, whatever. So wherever the Sun sits is where we will create and rule our own kingdom in some way. Sun in the 7th house is actually an interesting one because sometimes our partner can be the one creating the kingdom because the Sun is in the house of the partner. But anyhow, I'm not here to dissect Sun's placement in the chart. Just know wherever the Sun is in the chart represents where we or our partner are creating and ruling our own kingdom. Sun opposite Saturn by transit indicates our kingdom becomes shaky on this day. We have difficulties with other people, especially people in powerful positions, because both of these planets, the Sun is the king and Saturn's the prime minister, both powerful positions. And when they're opposite one another, we are having some argy-bargy between powerhouse energies. So we have difficulty with people in powerful positions. This can impact our lives. It can impact our self-esteem. Sun is self-esteem. And Saturn blocks and restricts and puts the kibosh on our Sun's self-esteem. So don't be surprised to see authority figures from the past showing up to do this. People we thought we dealt with ages ago. Some old dickhead boss shows up and gives us a hard time again for some reason, even though they're not even in our lives anymore. Some old partner puts the karmic rules down on us, or some old boyfriend or some old girlfriend puts some sort of heaviness on us and impacts our life and our self-esteem. It could be some old father figure we had in childhood shows up and makes us feel small in some way for some reason, reminds us of some mistake we made in our childhood that was perfectly innocent, but now we feel shame for it again. So don't be surprised to see people who have played an authoritative role in our life in some way showing up to clamp down on us and make us feel shaky in our own kingdom. Saturn is a planet of karma after all, and we can often have karmic energies showing up. People that we thought we'd finished the karmic journey with show up again, and they raise up another layer of hurt and wounding and stuff that we have to then confront, making our kingdom, our self-esteem, our sense of confidence, and how we're ruling certain aspects of our lives really shaky, okay? Obligations and responsibilities can usurp our freedom and our self-expression now. So you might, let's say, want to be able to pursue a certain calling that you've got. You might have your day job, but maybe there's a certain calling that you have to, I don't know, be a YouTuber or to serve people out on the mission field, Doctors Without Borders, something like that. And you just want to, get up and go and follow your freedom and your self-expression and your mission and your purpose in life. But there's an obligation or responsibility bearing down on you. Oh, I've got that mortgage to pay, or I have to stick around until my kids are grown or whatever, and I can't follow my freedom and my self-expression. It can feel heavy under this energy on this day, the 14th of August. So if you're in a business partnership, this energy can also trigger a reassessment of the arrangements in the business relationship that you're experiencing. You might be saying, well, this has been your role in the business partnership, the relationship, and this has been my role, but I think we need to change things up a bit and restructure that. So I would encourage you, though, with that, and with any of these energies of Saturn opposite the Sun, to wait until this energy is blown over before making any significant changes. Because whatever you establish, any restructuring of a business partnership, even a relational partnership as well for some people, any restructuring that occurs under this energy will carry the tone of Saturn opposite Sun going forward. So you don't want to sort of be setting up any new parameters with this energy, because it will be difficult. It will make the new arrangements difficult going forward and heavy going forward. So if you do need to restructure a business partnership or a contractual arrangement or something, wait until this energy is over, maybe give it 2 or 3 days, and then do the restructuring. Make some notes. I need to address this, or I need to do that, or we need to put these rules in place, and then discuss them in about 3 days' time and set your new parameters up then. Okay? Now, on the 16th of August, we have another beautiful trine forming, and this one is between a higher octave planet and its lower octave partner, which is Uranus and Mercury. So here they are in the middle degrees of the earth signs Virgo and Taurus. Lots of earth action, as you can see, forming this week. So Mercury trine Uranus brings a lot of clear, fast mental energy. We get a lot of like downloads, intuition, goosebump moments, sort of those electrical energies. That's Uranus that come in the mental form. Like we have a thought, it's an aha moment, a eureka moment. We get goosebumps and we're like, oh, I know I'm on the money with that idea or that thought or that concept. So mental downloads and intuition. Any plans that you've been making have the ability to manifest at a really rapid rate now under this influence. Any sales you've got to make, any communications you've got, you send an email, you get an immediate response instead of having to wait days, and business affairs, which are ruled by Mercury, can manifest in a fast, rapid rate. A new business venture, you launch it, boom, it takes off in an instant. Not that this is an energy combination for popularity, but it is an energy for fast manifestation. So, if you're looking at selling something or need a quick response to some sort of communication, this is the time. This is the time under this energy. So you could expect sudden positive news coming your way that can actually liberate you. Uranus is a planet of liberation from a current stuck situation that you've been in. And that could be a welcome breath of fresh air that a lot of people need right now. So that's one of the best expressions of this energy. But it can also, and this is one of my favorite things that this energy can do, is give us astrological understandings like never before. So I would encourage you, if you are an astrologically minded person, take some time out to contemplate on an astrological theory or read an astrological book or something. You are likely to get an epiphany. You are likely to get some aha moment around some piece of astrological insight, because Uranus rules astrology and Mercury is this logical planet, and when we a mental planet, and when we have this combination, we can get mental downloads about astrology, for example. It's a great time to get a reading from an astrologer or give a reading. If you are an astrologer, you'll be really, really on the money, on point. It's a great opportunity to sign up to learn more astrology, and be prepared to have your socks blown off if you do. Can I just suggest, if you want to sign up for the Royal Stars Academy, I've begun the video recordings for the second level, the intermediate level, and it is going to be stellar. It is a massive course looking at predictions, looking at astronomy, that informs our astrology, looking at deep diving with the planets and their interactions in the charts, the aspects, the meta zodiac, Bhavat Bhavam. I mean, I could go on and on. If you haven't downloaded the syllabus, do so. Although I will just say the syllabus has altered quite a bit and it's got more extensive. So I should pop up a new syllabus on my Thinkific platform. The link's in the description below if you want the former syllabus, but the intermediate level of my Royal Stars Academy course, Certified Astrology course, is going to be quite full on, more so than what is indicated in the syllabus that's there at the moment. I'll update that in the coming days. So back to this energy, it is a great time to sign up for being part of an astrology course such as that. Can I just say too that this is the only astrology course that I have come across that is actually certified by a complementary therapy body. So it is recognized worldwide by this complementary therapy body. So if you are looking to utilize astrology as a therapy practice for people, this is the astrology course to choose. I don't have the word university in my astrology course title because I'm not a university organization, but I do provide high level education that will get you certified with a therapeutic body that's recognized worldwide. So there you go. Do sign up in readiness for the intermediate level that's coming your way very soon. Enough advertising on your free time. The 18th of August, we're going to see another trine forming in the chart, and this one is gorgeous. This is Venus trining Jupiter. Oh, and don't we love this one? I do. I'm like, this is happy, happy, joy, joy. This is one of the best, on the 18th of August, one of the best combinations, and that's why the energy is really going to shift sort of after the 17th, 18th of August. We're going to start moving into the better, the fresh air of late August instead of this heavy energy we've been in early August. So for those of you who get sick of astrological forecasts that are doom and gloom, then the 18th of August is going to be your day of positivity, your day of joy. You're going to get what you seek here. Love is often in the air with this combination. The two benefics, Venus is the planet of love, and in a man's chart, Venus is your woman. And in a woman's chart, Jupiter is your man. And so that's as the teaching goes by one of my mentors, Ernst Wilhelm. So these two, the man in a woman's chart and the woman in a man's chart, coming into a beautiful harmonious trine, doing a gorgeous dance. It's time to get lovey-dovey. It's wonderful. This is... you know that feeling when the sun is shining, the birds are singing, your favorite song comes on the radio or the playlist? That's the energy of this day. You are optimistic, you are buoyant, you feel like the universe has your back. And indeed, for many of us, it may on this day. It can be quite lucky too. So use this sparkly, buzzy energy to heal relationship scars and wounds, to connect with those that you love and really do care about at a deep level, to take a day off if you want to, just to be in the joy of life, to make an investment financially. These are two financial planets, or to shop for something that might bring you some sort of delight. Maybe you need a new couch or new curtains, or maybe you just want to buy a beautiful scented candle to put in your house that lifts the energy and the scent and the beauty of your house. Something that brings you delight, something that brings you joy. Use this energy to generate that momentum in your life. You could also be, for some people, on the receiving end of good fortune. That's likely to be the case for anybody who has these planets interacting with their own personal planets, which can be at 7 or 8 degrees of, say, Aries or Leo. If you've got personal planets around there or within a 5-degree orb, then you might have a bit of luck come your way, a bit of good fortune. Now look, I don't want to put overextended ideas in anybody's brain, thinking that they're going to win Tats Lotto or receive an inheritance from a millionaire, long lost aunt or something like that. But rather it could be some lucky break that you get in life, some opportunity. It could be a smile from a stranger that just changes your whole day. It could be a compliment that sets your heart aglow. It could be a special gift or favor that just thrills you to your fingertips and brings you so much joy that you end up skipping down the street. It's some sort of blessing. You are on the receiving end of life's goodness under this energy, and that's something to be celebrated and enjoyed. So yay, lots of goodies coming your way on the 18th of August, people, and don't we all need it right now? Let's do the all signs breakdown. I'm keen to dive into this one this week because we are looking at the energy of Mars trining Pluto. And remember that this is occurring on the 14th of August. We're going to start with Taurus, where Mars is currently residing. Why do we start with Taurus? Because Mars is the more personalized planet, whereas Pluto over here in Capricorn is much more of a collective influence. So it's going, the collective big picture energy is going to be drilling down and influencing our personal planet, which is Mars. So that's why we are looking at Taurus as the recipient of this energy, the Pluto trine to Mars energy. So this is in the first house for you Taurus people. This is where you're going to get an increased motivation, ambition, and endurance. It's where taking a risk pays off for you now. It's where you can strategize for your future. So in the case of the first house, you want to strategize for your health, strategize for your body and your fitness. You might be undertaking some new form of exercise that can make you feel really good, really alive, really passionate, really joyful. You might be, because it's a physical thing, and Taurus is a sign that's quite oriented towards sensuality, you might be having some wonderful sexual experiences on the 14th of August. As well, that can be something to be celebrated and enjoyed, even if it's with a partner or by yourself. It doesn't matter, you'll be loving it, you'll be having a great time, which is really good. There is also some release that can come for Taurus people of some old fears and transforming things at a very psychological level, particularly with regard to stepping out in the world, taking a risk, doing something entrepreneurial, or stepping out to sort of set yourself up for some sort of opportunity. So yeah, if you've been fearful about doing something new in your life, turning over a new leaf, maybe going it alone, being self-sufficient, being independent, if you've been fearful around doing that, this energy can give you strength. This energy can give you empowerment. You know, maybe you were afraid to, I don't know, let's say leave your wife or something like that. And under this energy, you're like, you know what, if I do this, I know that she's going to have the chance to find the love of her life. I'm going to have the chance to find the true love of my life. Instead of being stuck in this difficult, yucky situation, I can embrace independence. First house is independence, and I can take that step, and it will feel empowering. And it's a releasing of the fears that can transform you by embracing independence. And I've used relationships as an example. Maybe it's breaking out of some old job that has kept you from embracing your independence. Maybe it's some old financial situation. You need to break free from something, like I need to get out of this mortgage so that I can be more independent. So I'm going to sell my house and go buy a cheaper house and be financially independent. Any fears we've got around embracing our independence, whatever that looks like, we can actually confront now and have success with. We can even take a risk towards embracing our independence, and it really pays off. We really are blessed, and we're like, why didn't I do this sooner? Now I feel more liberated, more empowered. So this is also the placement, Taurus people, of our aura, our energy. We might want to be a bit more sexy in our dress. We might have a more sort of sexualized aura. Not that we're, tarting it up or something, or being, off-putting or anything, which, we can, there is energy in the chart that does indicate that sometimes. This is not that sort of energy. It is about being, owning our sexuality and being comfortable in it. We might also decide that we want to be more sporty in our presentation in the world. So I don't know if anyone remembers like the Spice Girls, but there was Sporty Spice, and she always had her sporty gear on. And that's what you might be thinking, you know what, I just don't feel like, getting in my business clothes today. I'm going to get a bit more sporty, get my sneakers on, get my trackies happening, whatever. You might be dressing more sporty, or you might be dressing more sexy, as is the nature of Mars, empowered by this Pluto aspect. So lots of fun, lots of change, and some good stuff in store for my beautiful Taurus friends. For Gemini rising, Sun or Moon people, the energy of Pluto trining Mars most positively on the 14th of August is falling for you in the 12th house. So Gemini friends, this is where you're going to get increased motivation, ambition, and endurance, where taking a risk pays off, where you can strategize for the future. But most importantly, the 12th house is where you're going to get the chance to release old fears and transform things at a deep psychological level under this energy. You are going to get support from your ancestors to do this. Maybe Gemini, you have a deceased loved one who you will feel on the 14th of August is very strongly with you, very close to you under this energy, and they're helping you process, compost, and release some old psychological hang-ups that you've had. Maybe some wounding from childhood, maybe some blockage in your ability to connect. And this is a house of bedroom pleasures, and these two are a very sexual energy. So maybe you felt blocked sexually or something like that. You can, your ancestors might be stepping in, your spirits guides might be stepping in to help free you up sexually, and let go of some old fears or blockage from childhood regarding those things. Can be very supportive and helpful. So if you are somebody, Gemini, who carries some wounding from childhood or some abuse from childhood, this energy is your friend for doing some deep work to heal that. Read some sort of book about overcoming abuse, or visit a psychologist on this day, do some therapy work on this day. You can really transform your sexuality, your fears of sexual expression, at a very deep level. So utilize this energy to your best advantage. Also, taking a risk pays off. If you've ever thought you would like to get involved in some sort of spiritual work, like I'd like to do a past life regression, or I'd like to do an art therapy course, but I haven't had the confidence to sort of step out and do that, then this is an energy where you can feel encouraged to take that risk, to step out of your comfort zone regarding some spiritual endeavor, and it can really pay off. You can really get the good stuff out of it. And I would encourage you very strongly to make the most of this energy and to do that. If you are a spiritually oriented person, let's say that you work in a spiritual field, maybe you're an astrologer, maybe you are a tarot reader, maybe you're a counselor or a psychologist or a guide of some description, then this energy in the 12th house can give you more ambition to succeed in those realms, in that spiritual work, or it could be creative work as well. The 12th house is very creative. So, maybe you're a filmmaker, maybe you're a photographer, you might be a poet or some sort of literary writer or something like that. This energy is going to give you more motivation to get that novel finished, more ambition to create that film that you have had sitting in the back of your mind since high school. You're going to get out there and do it. And you really have got the oomph to make it happen now, to get it going, to rocket launch it off the ground. Spiritual work, creative work, and I would also add to that any healing work. If you have been hesitant about any psychological healing or physical healing, this energy is likely to help you with to take that initiative. If you work in healing fields, maybe you're an energy healer, you could be in mainstream medicine like a doctor, you could be a pharmacist or something like that, then this can also give you a lot of ambition and drive to work, and aim higher in those realms in which you work. Some people are going to get leadership positions and positions of power in spiritual realms under this influence, particularly if they have personal planets being triggered by this combination. And I should give you the degrees, shouldn't I? The degree is the 26th degree of Taurus, the 26th degree of Capricorn. If you have planets around those points, then you are going to be able to really utilize this energy to the best advantage. Give yourself perhaps a 5-degree orb one way or another. So there's going to be lots of activity going on behind the scenes. Could be some bedroom pleasures for a lot of people, because that's what the 12th house is all about. Lots of fun, lots of tantric sex that takes you to a new orgasmic level, where you just want to, you're in a state of union with your partner that is like out of this world. So if you are in a partnership, this is a wonderful energy to utilize that for. Sex life can become very vivid, full of passion, full of deep emotion. So why not use that? That sounds wonderful. Some people might get breakthroughs. So you might also get a breakthrough in your spiritual life or your subconscious. And this is what I was talking about. Releasing old fears can happen, but it could be practical breakthroughs as well, such as the chance to travel to a faraway place, or maybe with a matter that needs divine intervention, like some sort of healing that could happen because of this, a breakthrough, an opportunity, an aha moment that really changes your life. So remember that your angels and your spirit guides are fighting on your behalf in the other dimensions, in the energetic realms. So give them thanks, communicate with them, and ask for the breakthrough that you need, because they're itching to come in and help you achieve some sort of breakthrough on this day. So why not put it out there and ask them? Thank you, Gemini rising, sun or moon people. Now, for Cancer rising, sun or moon people, we have the energy, this is going to go for a walk. Let me fix that up. We have the energy of Pluto squaring Mars, and it's falling, it's not squaring Mars, it's trining Mars. It's falling between the 11th house and the 7th house here. So it's mostly going to play out through your 11th house, beautiful Cancer friends. So this is the realm of life where you're going to have so much more motivation, ambition, and endurance towards achieving your goals and dreams, because that's what the 11th house is all about. If you have just had in the back of your mind, I'd like to write this book, or I'd like to do this film, or I have this dream of having this, a retreat space, or, whatever your dream is. And it doesn't have to be career oriented. The examples I've given you are quite career oriented. It could be, I have this dream of starting a not-for-profit, or I have this dream of having a beautiful home that I completely own without any involvement from the bank. Whatever your dream or goal is, 11th house, you have under this energy on the 14th of August, more motivation, more ambition, more drive to see it manifest for you this week. So you will be able to take steps, take a risk, take some form of action, Mars, that could lead you to the fulfillment of your dream, because Pluto is empowering this Mars. So, and what a lovely combination it is. It's more empowerment to take action towards achieving our goals and our dreams. Also to strategize for our future. So if you don't know what your goal or dream is, then take the time to think about it. On the 14th of August, where do I want to be in 10 years time, 12 years time, 20 years time, 30 years time? Have a good think about that. What is your goal, short term and long term, and strategize. Well, what steps do I need to take? What do I need to do to accomplish that goal, that vision, that dream? This is something that I actually need to do too. So I should sit down on the 14th and do that, even though I'm not a Cancer rising sun or moon person. Now, some people are going to get leadership positions, particularly if they have planets around 26 degrees of either Capricorn, but mostly of Taurus. They're going to get leadership positions in some sort of group activity or in a club or an organization. Maybe you get asked to be the treasurer of the local football club or something like that. Whatever it looks like, you might be given some sort of leadership position or position of power because of this combination. There could be also, like if you've been in a situation where there's conflicts, aggression or arguments going on with a friend or with a group or something, then things are going to improve on this day. You're going to have the ability to resolve those arguments, resolve those, difficult situations with friends and what have you, which is really, really great. You might get very interested in business matters, particularly business matters that have no centralized power. This week, the internet, the stock market, opening an Airbnb, being on Airbnb or something like that. No centralized power structure. So you might become very, very intrigued by that, or looking at undertaking some entrepreneurial endeavor regarding those sorts of things. There might be Mars's breakthroughs. So you are empowered with a breakthrough. There might be a breakthrough with a friend. There might be a breakthrough with a group that you're involved in some way, maybe a political group that you're involved with, or a humanitarian organization in some way. There might be a breakthrough with something to do with the internet for you. You've been trying to set up a website for ages and it's been tedious, and you're pulling your hair out, and then you have a breakthrough. Finally my website's finished and I launch it. Hooray. So breakthroughs with these 11th house matters. Breakthrough in a friendship that might have been struggling or might have been feeling quite difficult or restricted in some way. You can have a real breakthrough now in those realms. You can even have a breakthrough with a dream or a goal or ambition. Get a lucky break, get an opportunity to take a step forward that could come your way. So quite an exciting energy, quite an uplifting energy. I'm really thrilled for Cancer people because they've been through the ringer in recent times, and so they really kind of need a bit of a boost in this realm, something to enjoy. So thank you, Cancer rising, sun or moon people. Now for Leo, sun, moon or rising people, the energy of Mars in a trine to our beautiful, let's get this right, Mars in a trine to our Pluto in Capricorn is falling in an angular house, the 10th house. So that is where it's going to be very influential on the 14th of August. The 10th house is an angular house, and when anything is in an angular house and getting activated in an angular house, we feel it more strongly. So really, this is quite exciting for Leo people. You're going to have more motivation to accomplish things out there in the world. Projects, goals, dreams, career progress, more ambition. You're going to have a lot more endurance to accomplishing things out in the world. What does that mean? Well, it's different for everybody, obviously. And Leo people, you're so creative. So the things that you're offering to the world are usually quite creative. It might be, like a placemaking project that you're working on to revitalize some streetscape that's been, become worn down or something like that. It could be that you're thinking of launching a new line of cookware or something that you've designed or something. It could be that you've got ambitions to start your own architectural business. Could be a million different creative things, but for Leo people, many, many options on the cards because you are such creative individuals. You're going to have more motivation and more drive to make these things happen. You will even feel more like taking a risk regarding your creative endeavors. Maybe you want to start your own keep saying archaeological, I mean architectural business. Could be an archaeological business as well. But you've decided, I'm sick of working for someone else. I want to work for me. I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to start my own company, my own architectural business, or whatever business it is. And you decide you're going to take a risk on this day and step out, create your own independence, create your own source of success out there in the world. That can happen on this day. So it's also an energy for strategizing for the future. Determine, okay, well, if I start my own architectural business, what do I need to do? I need to set up this, I need to have a premises, or I need to have this software, I need to get an accountant, and strategize. Okay, what steps am I going to take towards accomplishing this worldly achievement that I have harbored within me for a long time? Strategize. This energy is an empowered energy for making strategies. Some of you Leo people will be being offered a leadership position or a position of power, some authoritative position on this day. That could be, you get a promotion, or it could just be that you get an opportunity out there in the world to sort of step into some sort of authoritative role. Now, this is likely to happen for people with strong planetary placements around 26 degrees of Taurus. Could be that your sun's at 26 degrees of Taurus, or might be another planet such as Jupiter or something at 26 degrees of Taurus. If that's the case, then you are likely to get more of a triggering of that leadership opportunity. Okay? Another thing that we can see happening is release from old fears and transforming things at a psychological level. I mean, a perfect example is this starting your own architecture company. You might have been fearful about doing that. It might have seemed too daunting, but under this energy, you can actually dissolve, Pluto, that fear and take that risk, take that step. So, these are the good things that can come out of this energy. Also, this is the house of authority figures. Authority figures might be empowering you under this influence. They might be coming in, stepping in to have your back, to support you, to sort of say, okay, well, yeah, if you want to go start your architectural firm, we're all for that. And if we've got an overload of work, we'll refer things on to you. So don't be afraid that, you're not going to be able to manage, because we believe in you and we know that you do good work. So we'll be willing to hire you, that kind of thing, where a boss or an employer has your back and wants to empower you, wants to support you. You will also have a lot of energy under this influence for, just carrying your burdens, carrying your responsibilities and your social obligations. You'll do it willingly. It won't seem like such a drama for you to do what you have to do out there in the world under this influence. So tremendous energy to put into your career this week. You may also find that there's a lot of competition in your career field, but you are likely to come out the victor, likely to come out on top, the winner. Mars is winning energy. Pluto empowers Mars. You're likely to do very well. You will also be inspired this week regarding your career and the actions you can take to enhance your career. The other thing I want to mention, because this is a highly sexualized energy, a lot of people might view you, because this is how the world sees us, is 10th house energy. The world might see you as quite a sexual person, not because you've got a miniskirt up to your armpits on or anything like that. It could be that you are simply just being yourself, and people out there thinking, my God, she's so hot, or he's really cool, or whatever. They perceive you in some sort of sexualized way, not because you're trying harder to be sexy. It's just the energy that is flowing through you. You are a vessel of energy, and this week the energy of sexual appeal is flowing through you. That's what the world's going to pick up on, my beautiful Leo friends. So lots of fun. Get it on. Thank you, Leo rising, sun or moon people. Virgo rising, sun or moon people, the energy of Pluto making this gorgeous trine to Mars is falling for you guys on the 14th of August in the 9th house. That's where you're going to experience it more than any other. So this is a place where we have increased motivation and ambition. And so that could be at school. It could be, at university, or it could be undertaking some sort of high-level learning, Virgo friends. And I know a lot of Virgo people are very into wanting to understand how things work at the crux of things. So a lot of Virgo people are into astrology. If you are interested in undertaking some study regarding astrology, do check out the Royal Stars Academy, my beautiful Virgo friends. So you're going to be more driven to learn, to understand, to make sense of the world during this particular day on the 14th of August under this energy. I also would also say that this is when taking a risk can really pay off. If you have been hesitant about traveling, this is the day that you could travel and it could really go your way, really benefit you in some manner, because Mars, often when Mars has a difficult aspect in the ninth house, it can indicate accidents and mishaps when we travel. But under this empowered energy from Pluto, it's going to actually pay off for you to take a risk and travel to that other country or travel to that faraway town. So that could be quite exciting. Now, some people who are Virgo, rising sun or moon might be getting a leadership position in a university or as a guru or as some inspirational figure towards somebody else or a benefactor under this influence, particularly if you have planets like Jupiter, the planet known as Guru in Vedic astrology, or the Sun, which is the energy of the king, an inspiring energy. If you have like the Sun or Jupiter, or even Saturn, which is an authority figure planet, at around 26 degrees of Taurus, then you are likely to get this offer of some sort of leadership position or position of power or increase in influence and as an inspirational figure in the world in some way. A lot of you beautiful Virgo people will be releasing some old fears you had around doing some higher level study, around traveling to some other place. And a lot of you Virgo people will be getting some eureka moments, some deep understanding, some aha, goosebump inducing kind of epiphanies that occur. You suddenly understand how things work in the world and it's like cha-ching, it all makes sense. Some of you Virgo people will also, under this influence, be having a win in the Supreme Court. Now, if you've been in court, if you've been dealing with difficult circumstances in court, this energy, particularly if you have planets around 26 degrees of Taurus, this energy is your best friend. It's about winning, and you are empowered to take a win in court under this energy. Some people will be having an encounter of a sexual nature with a foreign person, and it's all for the good. I'm not saying don't be safe. I'm a big advocate for that, but make sure that you enjoy whatever opportunities come your way. Maybe you travel and you encounter, somebody you're attracted to and they're attracted to you, and you never know what could come. You could actually fall in love. But sexual encounters, Pluto, Mars is highly sexualized energy in Taurus, a highly sexualized sign, happening in the ninth house of foreign people and foreign places. You might travel and you might meet somebody with a great sexual energy and dynamic between you under this influence as well. One thing I would say is that Mars shadow energy is to be a bit belligerent and pushy, and if Pluto is empowering the shadow side of Mars in the ninth house, you might encounter people who are they're zealots, they're trying to force their beliefs on you, they're being pushy and belligerent about what they think, what they believe. So that can happen. Try and keep you cool, my beautiful Virgo friends, if that is what is unfolding for you this week and you're encountering people who are trying to force their beliefs on you. This is a good energy for getting sporty. In fact, involvement with sports groups and sporting endeavors and sporting activities, even if it's just going for an evening jog or a walk in the park or something like that, can bring you lucky breaks. Mars is sports in the house that is one of the luckiest houses in astrology, and empowered by Pluto, a lucky break through doing some sort of sporting endeavor. So take the time to get active, take the time to be physical in some way. It could really benefit you. So that's what I'm feeling into for my Virgo friends this week. For Libra rising, sun or moon people, well, we've got the energy of Pluto trining Mars, falling, influencing most of all our 8th house. So this can actually, for Libran people, it can speed up transformative events in our life. This is the house of crisis, but it's also the house of transformation, and this is a positive aspect. So even though they're difficult planets, let's face it, Mars and Pluto, they're not walk in the park kind of planets. They're both malefic planets, and this is a malefic house. The good news for Libran people is that this is a positive aspect, empowering good outcomes So what this means is a transformation, a big transformation can come your way. It will happen fast and it will absolutely transform and change your life. And it will happen really quick. Okay? So, I mean, this is a house of windfalls and inheritances. So it could be something like that, but it could be anything. You know, maybe, let me try and think of an example. I don't know, maybe you have to take your, I don't know, I remember my son got, so terrible, he got a seed stuck in his ear. I don't know how, but he got a seed stuck in his ear. We had to go to the emergency department, and that's a very 8th house thing, the emergency department at the hospital. You could have your son with a seed stuck in his ear and he has to go into hospital. You take him into hospital and you're a single mum like me, and lo and behold, you meet somebody, the surgeon or the doctor or one of the, nurses or something, who you're attracted to, and they're attracted to you through some crisis crisis situation. And what it does, Libra and friends, is it turns your life around. It transforms your life. Going through some crisis event suddenly changes your life because maybe you meet a partner. That's one example. But of course, there's many ways that life can be transformed through a situation, through like a difficult situation, a crisis situation, or an inheritance kind of situation. It could be, there's good and bad in the 8th house, obviously. So we become quite mobilized by crisis situations and crisis events as well. They bring out our fearlessness. They bring out our warrior nature under this energy. And we're like, we can do this. We can take this on. We can change our lives. Let's just go. This is an enhanced energy of being the superhero, of being the Wonder Woman in your own life with a difficult circumstance, with a confronting situation that you're facing. You will have a lot of energy to put into digging deep and discovering secrets. Maybe for Libran people, that might have to do with like, I wonder where all my money went, and so you start researching and you're like, oh my goodness, this happened here or this happened there, or I didn't notice that this had occurred, and you start uncovering some you do a deep dive into your finances, for example. And you discover, oh my goodness, I think I've been ripped off here, and you deal with that. Or might discover a hidden bank account or something like, oh, I forgot about that money that I invested when I was 16, and now it looks like $20,000 in my account, in an account that I forgot that I had. Discovering things that have been hidden, things that had not been in your awareness. We would call those secrets, but they're things that we know are there. They're in the back of our mind. They haven't been at the forefront of our mind for a long time, and we discover something. So we have a lot of energy to put into those sorts of things, and indeed breakthroughs can happen regarding those sorts of things. Sudden awareness, oh my goodness, that's right. I had a bank account at 16 and now there's $20,000 sitting in there because it's accumulated over the years or whatever. A lot of Libran people will have a positive encounter with some sort of crisis healer, maybe a counselor, a midwife, a shaman, a regressionist, a surgeon, and they will liberate you in some way because of this energy. So that's something really positive. So it's a good time to get like a reading or a shamanic healing, those sorts of things. Awakenings can happen really rapidly. Mars wants to awaken you quickly, and Pluto's empowering this Mars energy. So you could have a sudden awareness, a sudden aha moment, a sudden, like, for example, maybe you've been trying to see auras and practicing and using, your teaching and how to recognize and see auras around your body or around things. And then all of a sudden on this day, with an empowered Mars in your 8th house, suddenly you have the ability, and it's just there. You can see auras. There's an awakening to that capacity, that ability. Or maybe you have a sudden psychic awakening, and suddenly you have clairsentience, clairaudience, vision. There could be some psychic awakening that occurs in your life. I would encourage you to, my beautiful Libran friends, do a dive into astrology or the occult, get an acupuncture session under this energy, because Mars rules needles, so acupuncture is good. The 8th house is occult. You will be empowered by studying some occult practice. 8th house is astrology. You will be empowered by exploring that as well. You could even find that you have a very uplifting experience through reading a crime novel or a thriller, which has very much Mars in the 8th house as well. There could be, if you've been having disagreements with a partner about mutual resources, finances, that kind of thing, then this is an energy where this is an energy where you might be able to resolve a disagreement or some sort of argy-bargy situation with a partner or a business partner about finances and use of money. If you are in an occupation where you're managing other people's money, such as an accountant or a tax person who works for the tax department or something like that, then you might actually be given an opportunity to rise into a leadership position under this energy. Particularly if you have planets in the 8th house, Libra, around sort of the 26 degree mark, you might be given the opportunity to rise into some position of power. Yes. Sexuality is an 8th house thing, and Taurus is a sexual sign. Mars and Pluto are sexual planets. OMG. This is your chance, my beautiful Libra friends, to really enjoy sex that takes you to another dimension. Sex that has you like in a state where you just want to pray because you are so uplifted by the experience, and you just bond with your partner in a deeper way than you ever have before. For Libran people in relationships, make the most of this energy. It will connect you to your partner like nothing else. This is a very deep, tantric and profound sexual coming together energy. So do make the most of it. If, like me, you happen to be a Libran person who is single, don't lament, maybe just enjoy yourself and be in that energy. And you know what? The sexual energy, I mean, I don't want to go into a whole lecture about sexuality, but the sexual energy is tremendously empowering, whether we utilize it within ourselves or with a partner. So I'd encourage you, look into Tantra, look into understanding how sexual energy can empower us, heal us, and flow through us in a big dynamic way, even as a single person. Read up on that. There are plenty of good books around about that sort of thing. This is a great energy to do that with and to utilize, enhancing yourself or empowering yourself through tantric sexual practices, even as a single person. So make the most of this energy. You will not regret it. Okay, thank you, Libra. Scorpio rising, sun or moon people, the energy of Pluto making a trine to Mars is falling in the most position of influence for you in the angular 7th house. When something is happening in an angular house, we feel it more strongly, we feel it more succinctly, I guess is the word. So what's going to happen here? Well, we might be needing to strategize for our future with our partner. Maybe things might have been going great or things might have been going difficult. It doesn't matter. It is the day for sitting down with a partner and saying, okay, where do we see our relationship going? What do we want our relationship to look like in 2 years' time, in 6 months' time, in 5 years' time? Do some strategizing for your relationship, some reviewing of your relationship. You will be empowered and your relationship will be enhanced by you doing so, beautiful Scorpio friends. So use this energy to fight for others, not with others. Mars is a fighty planet, but empowered by Pluto in a house of relationships, this is a time for being a Wonder Woman or a Superman, being the warrior figure for the sake of other people. It might be a client, it might be your partner, it might be, some group of people who are marginalized or something. This is an energy of empowered fighting for justice, for truth, for harmony, for balance. So utilize this energy to go into that realm as well. Some of you, particularly if you have planets around 26 degrees of Taurus, some of you might be getting a leadership position in some organization or with some group that fights for the rights of others. It might be like a legal aid organization. You might get a promotion in a legal aid, environment. If you've ever had to use legal aid in Australia, it's a free legal service for people under a certain wage level. And so it could be something like that. Fighting for others who can't fight for themselves, you could get a leadership position in some sort of realm like that. There could be, for a lot of Scorpio people, releasing some old fears and transforming at a psychological level hang-ups about relationships, and we talked about this in last week's video, so do check that out if you haven't already. But this is where you can be focused this week as well on transforming things at a very psychological level with relationships. Hang-ups about constant self-sabotaging about relationships, or fears about trusting your partner, difficulty in entering into relationships because you've just given up. This can be very transformative, and you're empowered to transform this, usually through taking some action. So I would encourage you, if you have hang-ups about relationships, if you have relationship issues personally, I would undertake some therapy, Pluto, take action, Mars, by undertaking some therapy, art therapy, music therapy, dance therapy, writing in a journal, speaking with a psychologist, whatever, and deal with your relationship old karmic hang-ups. Because if ever there was an energy that can dissolve away and transform things at a psychological level regarding relationship issues, this is it. Make the most of it. It's there for your benefit. Mars is to bargain and barter, which is kind of like Mars is competition. So when you're bargaining with someone, it's sort of in that sort of competitive, maybe even a bit argumentative kind of negotiation situation. So you might be empowered to win in some sort of bargaining situation. Could be a legal situation, or it could be bargaining on the street, haggling someone down in price or something like that. You could have a win regarding that sort of thing. There might be also a need to take a risk with a business partner and maybe confront something or address something, and take a step out of your comfort zone with a business partner kind of relationship as well. I would encourage you in a marriage relationship or a personal relationship to do exciting things with your partner on this day. Mars is excitement, so step out of the box, take a risk and do something you've never done before. Go skydiving with your partner, or hire some boogie boards and go down to the beach if you're not familiar with surfing or whatever. Go and do something you've never done before, something active, something energized, because your relationship will benefit from it, with Mars empowered by Pluto in the relationship sector of your chart. Get active, get physical with your partner. That could be sexual, in the bedroom, do something fun and unique and, erotic in the bedroom. This is a great energy for that. Anything active with a partner will enhance and build and strengthen your relationship under this energy. What else can I say? This is a house of contracts too. Alliances, commitments, promises, and vows. This is an energy for entering into those things. I would say having Pluto trine to Mars in any kind of agreement situation or contractual situation can be very beneficial, because it's going to empower the whole dynamic of the relationship, or the agreement or the contract. There can be it's a winning energy. It's an energy of being the victor, of being the hero, of being the warrior and succeeding. So in a contract, you want to be the winner. So this is a good energy to consider signing contracts and making commitments and promises and so forth. So great energy for my Scorpio friends this week. For Sagittarius, rising sun or moon people, the energy of this empowered Mars is falling in the 6th house. Mars has great directional strength in the 6th house, beautiful Saggy friends. Mars has great directional strength. He does very well in the 6th house, which is great news, because the 6th house is a difficult house in astrology. And this week he is being trined by Pluto. Empowered by Pluto. So this is kind of like two negatives make a positive. You've got a malefic planet in a malefic house, but empowered by Pluto means it's really amped up to give you positive results in a 6th house realm. You're going to be able to deal with negative energy really well. So if you've got an enemy who's just at your back, if you've got some form of, you're trying to alleviate poverty or a lack of education or some challenge in your life, you have what it takes. You are empowered by the divine this week to kick that to the curb. You've been battling with your bank account, and what am I going to do about my money? Something's going to come your way that's going to absolutely empower you to, get rid of that debt. sign off on the mortgage for the, get that gone for the last time. Undertake that course that's going to give you your high school certificate that you were never able to get. Something where you have felt disempowered, like I didn't have enough education, I didn't have enough money, I had this enemy attacking me, I was going through a divorce, whatever. Somewhere where you are feeling attacked, you become the victim. Not the victim, the victor this week. You become the hero. You become this week the winner. So Sagittarius people, this is exciting. This is a winning energy, winning over enemies, winning over a problem, winning over a disadvantage or a difficulty. This is a great energy for you. Now, if you're an employer, somebody with employees, which are seen from the 6th house, then your employees are going to do stellar work for you this week. They're going to really get into it. They're going to put a lot of energy into their work for you. They're going to give you a really good return for their efforts. They're going to do some great things for you. So great if you're an employer. If you are an employee, you're going to be highly motivated and enthusiastic about succeeding at work, being a victor at work, winning at work, and overcoming adversity at work. So great energy all round. You will be logical, you will be fearless in dealing with difficult circumstances in life. Now, this is also an energy of taking a risk that could pay off. You might want to be taking a risk with your health. And what do I mean by that? I mean, maybe you'd never considered doing acupuncture before. Acupuncture is ruled by Mars. Mars rules needles. And in the house here of health and well-being, taking a risk, you've never been to an acupuncturist, but you know what? I'm going to go. I'm going to go visit an acupuncturist. And you take a risk with your health, and my God, it's brilliant. It changes your life. It empowers you. Pluto empowers you and transforms your life. Or something, it might be a surgery. It might be visiting a podiatrist who uses a knife to scrape away, ingrown toenails or whatever. Someone who uses knives or implements and tools in a health field. Taking a risk with that, seeing a practitioner like that can just change your life, empower your life, transform your life in some way. So do take a risk with that kind of a thing if it's needed in your life. Now, the 6th house is also the house of karmic responsibilities as well, where we need to burn some karma in our life. And you have great physical energy and enthusiasm to be able to put into that this week. How do we burn karma? It is so simple. We serve, we help, we heal, and we fix imbalanced situations. As I said, you have the ability to be a winner in those situations, but you also have the ability to help others. And in helping others overcome their difficult circumstances in life, maybe helping other people overcome their poverty, their disadvantage, their health issues, by doing those sorts of things, by serving, helping, healing, fixing, you can burn your karma. And you've got a lot of energy to put towards that right now, so utilize it. You'll be very mobilized by injustice and humanitarian difficulties. So pay attention if you feel prompted in that way. That is the energy flowing through you for your highest good to act upon those motivations. The one thing I would say is maybe be a bit careful of any really hot, spicy foods that could cause a bit of upset with your digestion. This is the realm of digestion, 6th house. Mars is hot, spicy foods, and it's going to be heavily activated by Pluto in a positive way. Like you might go out and have a lot of spicy curries or Mexican foods or something, and it's delicious, and you're celebrating, you're having a great time, and it's really good. But you get home and it's like, oh, I shouldn't have eaten that, that last curry that I had, and now it's not sitting well with me or whatever. So just be careful about going too far with that sort of thing, okay? Because this is a house of digestion. So you have the power this week, Sagittarius, to overcome and to be victorious. So more power to you guys. You really deserve the victory. Capricorn rising, sun or moon people. Well, for you guys, I'm just going to stop my board from wandering here. For you guys, the energy of Mars trining Pluto is mostly manifesting for you and taking effect in your 5th house. And this is one of the luckiest houses in the horoscope, which is great because this is a very blessed combination. There can be a lot of joy and exhilaration and excitement and happiness now this week for some reason or another. You have a great deal of enthusiasm. You have, an energized creativity. Sexual playfulness is really enhanced by this combination. You will have so much fun being creative with romance, creative in the bedroom. Why not? If you're in a partnership, enjoy that. There's be lots of sparks, lots of fireworks available towards that endeavor. If you are single and you've got this energy playing out, then why not put some energy into creating romance in your own life? I speak about this quite often. I've been single for about 12 years, pretty much. And so I've had to, learn how to create romance in my own life if I am to enjoy it. So it could be, I could describe a million different scenarios for how you could create romance. I've probably mentioned a lot of them before, creating a beautiful dinner for yourself, lighting some candles, having some lovely music, and just enjoying your own company, having a soak in the bath, creating some, putting on some a beautiful film or whatever that makes that sort of romantic energy alive in you, and something that you enjoy. Honoring self, caring for self. You have a lot of energy to put towards that under this influence on the 14th of August, my friends. So lots of energy for that, but also lots of energy and ambition and drive to be in a position of performance as well. A performance need not be on stage with the local dramatic society. A performance can be perhaps putting a YouTube video out there. For many people, that's a performance. That's putting yourself out there in some sort of demonstrative way. And you've got a lot of drive and energy for that sort of thing under this influence as well. A performance might be you go to a karaoke bar and you decide for the first time ever you're going to get up and you're going to sing. You are empowered and driven to sort of utilize this creative performing energy, even if you've never done it before. So enjoy that, get into it, have fun with it. This is the house of children. Some of you might be spending more time with your children in playful activities, and you will get a lot of joy and a lot of pleasure out of this and really create some good memories with your children. Board games or some sort of sports are really great under this Mars energy, going for a ride in the park or something like that. Maybe playing some soccer with your children. Really take the time, make the effort to get involved with your children. It will pay off. Games, playing, fun, parties, dress-ups, these are all good times that you can have with your children. Spending time with lovers as well. This is not the realm of committed partnership, but for Capricorn people, if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, this is a beautiful energy for creating. I've already mentioned this, haven't I? Creating creativity in that realm. But taking a risk really pays off. If you've had your eye on someone, Capricorn, and thought, oh, hey, I'm really interested in that guy at work or that girl at the coffee shop or whatever, take a risk. This energy has you coming out as the victor. You approach that woman, you connect with that man and say, hey, what about a coffee on Friday after work or something, or a drink or something like that? And this is really the energy of being victorious, coming out the winner in some sort of dating, romance dynamic. So yay. Wonderful energy. We all like to know that the universe has our back when we're about to do that really scary stuff and ask somebody out in that regard. So yay, victory for Capricorn people in the realm of love and romance and dating. We all like that. Thank you, my Capricorn friends. Aquarius, rising, sun or moon people. The energy of Pluto in a trine aspect to Mars is falling between your 12th house and your 4th house. This is where it is going to most express. And this is where on the 14th of August, you will be motivated and very ambitious, maybe to have a new home, maybe to get involved in some sort of construction or sign a construction contract to have a home built or renovation done. Mars is all about those things. Pluto is enhancing this Mars energy. So if you do need to sign a contract for a builder or to have some work done, this is a great energy to do it under. Taking a risk can really pay off with your home. Maybe could be in the design of, like some interior design with your home, and you're like, you know what, I think I want to buy that bright orange couch. I've never thought about having a bright, colorful couch in my house before, but I'm going to take a risk, and it really pays off. You do something for your home life, your domestic life, and it's really fantastic. It's really worthwhile taking that risk and stepping out of your comfort zone. This is also an energy of strategizing for your future. So if you need to sort of make a strategy maybe with your partner about what kind of family you're going to have, maybe how many children you want to have, this is a good influence to do that under. It's also about strategizing for the kind of home or community that you want to be involved in. What do you want your life to look like in terms of where you live, who your friends are, what your community is like? Well, I would encourage you to sit down and think about that. Where do I want to be living, literally, in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, in 20 years' time, and make a strategy for how you're going to get to that point. And living in maybe a certain kind of home or a certain suburb, what's your strategy? This is the day for making great strategies to move forward. Now, some people might be getting leadership positions in the family. Some people, for example, if you have planets around 26 degrees of Taurus where this is occurring, you might find that on this day, a family member comes to you and says, hey, look, I want you to take over the family business, or I want you to become the manager of this branch of our family enterprise, or whatever, our family farm, or whatever it looks like. So family-oriented businesses and farms and that sort of thing might be opportunities for positions of leadership for you that come up under this influence. Also, this is an energy of releasing old fears and transforming things at a psychological level. And if you've had any fears about like having a family of your own, you might be able to, if you want to, dissolve this and release that on this particular day through some experience that you have. If you need to release old fears and old karma, Pluto is karma, and Mars is to take action around releasing old family paradigms. Maybe, you've got a history of difficult family situations, difficult family dynamics, or abusive family dynamics. This is a day for taking action to release and dissolve those things out of your life. Some old family history and what have you that you can let go of, maybe through therapy. Pluto is therapy. Do some art therapy, music therapy, dance therapy, writing in a journal, speak to a psychologist around some old family karma to release it and let go. This is the day when the universe has your back for empowering you to let go of those things. Very transformative. Very transformative. Ordinarily with Mars in the 4th house, we would say be careful of accidents in the home, especially with fire, knives, or electrical appliances and that sort of thing. But this is such an empowered day, such a blessed day, that I don't think that is something that worth mentioning. Look, do be careful with those things just the same. You really, like, Mars in this realm of the chart can be a little bit difficult, okay? So just have an awareness, let's say, of those sorts of things. But Mars is renovation. And so is Pluto. And Mars is construction. So this is a really good energy to be looking at. Okay, I want to renovate my bathroom, or I renovate my kitchen, or whatever, and taking steps forward to accomplish that. You might be wanting more space in your home under this energy. Your home might be feeling more cramped or more claustrophobic in some way. You decide, I want to make some changes to give myself more space, more freedom, more room in my home. It's a really good energy to strategize how you're going to accomplish that as well. Some people who are Aquarius rising, particularly, but also Sun or Moon to a lesser degree, might decide that they want to get some sort of piercing under this energy, like a nipple ring or an eyebrow ring or something like that, because Mars is piercings and Pluto is empowerment, and this is our deep emotional foundation for who we are, and you might be inspired. I really want to have some sort of body piercing. So that can actually be one of the outcomes of this particular Mars energy on this day. Thank you, Aquarius rising, Sun or Moon people. Pisces rising, Sun or Moon people. Well, we lovely Piscean friends have the energy of Pluto trining Mars in our third house, in our third house. So this is where our speech is really going to be energized. You know, what we speak, what we say, how we communicate is blessed and empowered. The words that you speak can absolutely transform other people's lives. You know, sharing some sort of wisdom, sharing some sort of knowledge, sharing just your personal experience with other people, Pisces, can change other people's lives forever. So don't be afraid, Pisces, to, you know, share something on social media, write a blog, send an email, ring a friend, because your words are going to be powerful and transformative in the lives of other people. They're going to, Mars is to cut, they're going to enable you to cut through all the BS in other people's lives and get to the core of something that really transforms them, really changes them. Equally, somebody might say something to you that does that for you. Transforms you, changes you, releases old fears and old karmic gunk. I've had a lot of friends stepping into my life, particularly one friend, hello Joanna, stepping into my life recently who have been doing this for me, just through sharing their wisdom, sharing their knowledge with me, sharing their insights and understanding. They have been enabling me to cut away old fears, old limitations, old karma that is changing who I am. I feel myself changing on a daily basis. So yeah, very, very powerful energy, this one. Words, communications can cut deep in the best possible way under this influence. The third house is also about listening as well. We're a little less inclined to listen because Mars wants to do, wants to act, wants to speak, let me tell you, you know. But so I would encourage you, oh, I'm scratching my third eye. Don't know what that means, but, you know, maybe we all need to be listening more. Be conscientious listeners, be active listeners. Mars is active. So active listeners, engaged listeners. We need to focus our energy on being that and doing that. This is a restless energy, the third house, so there could be some unexpected trips that we need to take on this day, the 14th of August, you know. I think I'm traveling to a nearby city on this day, so that's already on the cards for me. But there might be, unexpected trips, but the trips that we do take are going to transform us in some way, empower us in some way, give us new insights, give us new wisdom, transform our lives, change our lives. If you have not been considering taking a short trip or traveling somewhere, then maybe it would be a good idea to do so. Take a risk, you know, by stepping out of your comfort zone, getting out of your day-to-day routine and doing something that you wouldn't ordinarily do could be very, very life-changing for you under this influence as well. Your mind, I keep scratching my head, I'm sorry. Your mind might be highly stimulated because of Pluto trine to Mars here. For some people, there might be an inability to switch off. Our thoughts are kind of busy, racing. This is a very busy house, racing, and we might be sort of like all over the place, managing our thoughts really, really well, but, you know, thinking about this, thinking about that, and it's hard to switch off. So having some form of calm and relaxation in your life is a good idea, you know, whether that's, you know, a good book to listen to on Audible or something like that, or some meditations to fall asleep to, you know, might be helpful as well. This is the house of our neighbors, our siblings as well here, so they could be very much blessed by this. They might be taking risks in life that really could benefit them, that could bless them. They might be having, you might find that your friends and your neighbors and siblings have some sort of high level motivation to get things done or to get out there and make a difference in the world, to do. They could be very busy. They could be very driven under this energy, particularly in an entrepreneurial level. So you might notice that in the people that you're encountering throughout your day. This is a house of entrepreneurship, small business, side hustle, that kind of thing. You will probably get some really great ideas, creative downloads, some sort of divine wisdom that comes to you regarding how, you know, new project that you might like to undertake, or a new creative endeavor that you might want to incorporate into your small business, or a new approach you can take with your small business that could transform everything. It is also an energy for taking a risk with a small business as well, stepping out of your comfort zone, trying something new. You will be the victor. You will come out the winner if you do so, because of Mars Pluto empowered trine here. So release any fears you've got around your small business and running your own company or whatever, take that step, take that risk. You will come out victorious, beautiful Pisces friends. Okay, thank you. And now we are at our Aries friends. Aries rising, sun, moon people. Thank you for hanging in there till last, Aries. We are looking at the trine between Pluto and Mars falling in your second house. This is where you can take a risk and it can pay off. This is in the house of investments. So do your due diligence, research well, explore what the options are, but look at taking a risk, with an investment or some sort of banking setup or something like that, because you could come out the victor if you do so under this energy on the 14th of August. Take that risk. Get involved in some sort of, perhaps some new, Uranus is nearby, might be cryptocurrency, something like that. It could really pay off. Also, I would encourage you to review your budget under this energy as well, Aries. Strategize for your future. Where do you want to be financially in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, 30 years' time, whatever. Excuse me, make some, budgetary revisions, because whatever budgetary revisions you make under this influence, whatever strategies for your finances you make under this influence, it's going to be empowered. You're going to come out on top. You are going to win with these changes that you might make to your budget under this influence. Some people might be getting some sort of position of power or leadership with some sort of finances under this influence. Somebody, for example, might be given a position as an executor of a family will, that kind of thing. Some sort of leadership position with family, which does in Vedic astrology have to do with the second house, and money, which is a second house thing generally speaking. Some people will be releasing old fears about money, old karmic hang-ups, old, self-sabotaging behaviors around money on this day, the 14th of August, because of this influence. It can be very transformative in that regard. So you will have a lot of energy, you will have a lot of enthusiasm for changing your material circumstances, maybe growing your material situation in life, developing a sense of self-sufficiency in the world. You will have a lot of energy and drive and enthusiasm to establish that, if you haven't already done so in your life, some form of self-sufficiency, getting out there in the garden and creating a veggie patch, or setting up some solar panels, or buying a self-sufficient property or something. You'll have lots of motivation for moving into that realm. Money can come in quickly, very quickly under this influence. I might add as well. Sometimes it can disappear quickly too, but generally we more often see with a positive aspect like a trine that money comes in, especially as Pluto is the god of great wealth. Money comes in quickly and even surprisingly in a way we didn't see coming, a way we didn't expect would manifest for us. So breakthroughs regarding resources, breakthroughs regarding financial situations that can happen under this energy. And I know a lot of people, not just Aries people, but a lot of people have been really struggling financially over the last couple of years because of the circumstances that we've all been put through. This is an energy where things can turn around on a dime. You can have a breakthrough. You can have some, not only an epiphany moment for how you can change the world or your financial world. Mars is the actions that we undertake, the willpower that we put into managing our finances. But so it's not only your own action, but you can have something that just comes your way, some opportunity, some blessing, some breakthrough that changes your financial situation. Mars is an energy of being a victor, being a winner. So you might find that this is an energy for being able to have your voice heard in your family. Somebody starts paying attention to you, starts listening to you, starts recognizing the wisdom that you share. You might find that you have this is the house of the voice. And Mars here often means speaking loudly and aggressively, but with a beautiful amplification from Pluto, the words you've got to say, the use of your voice will be well received. You will be listened to, especially in your family. You will be paid attention to. And any competitive situations that might arise in a financial circumstance, you have the ability under this energy, Aries, to come out the victor, to be the person who, walks away with the winning hand, so to speak. It's not an energy of, gambling or luck or anything like that, but it is an energy for competition in a material circumstance. So, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. Maybe you're bidding on a piece of artwork or something like that at an auction. You will come out the winner. You will be the victor in that circumstance because of Pluto trining your Mars. Now, this is particularly the case if you have any personal planets around 26 degrees of Taurus, that will be the case for you, where you will get that opportunity to be the victor. So that's what I'm seeing for our Aries friends on the 14th of August. Thank you everybody for joining me for this hop, skip and a jump around the horoscope for the week ahead. I hope this reading supports you in your journey. It's such a blessing to do this for you every week. And thank you for joining me every week. I do pray for you every day, my beautiful YouTube friends, and especially I pray for my Patreon friends as well. So it's glorious to be with you. I will have another Astro Weather Report for you again next week. I'll catch you then.